What's up, family? Eric Terry Sr., Real Talk Relationships. Come on in, Real Talk Tuesday. Tonight we're talking about intimacy in relationships. I'm going to give you guys some keys to intimacy. All right? So, come on in. Let me know who we got in the building with us tonight. Glad to see you guys here. Hey, somebody type, let me know. Can you hear me okay? Is the sound coming through okay? Is the connection all right? We had some problems last week, and I want to make sure we avoid those this week, if at all possible. Got my little jazz playing in the background. Y'all like that? Try that. I'm going to give you a real quick tip. Look, Josh said audio is fine. My wife says hi, audio too loud. Thanks, Josh. I'm going to turn it down though because I don't want to get in trouble. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you. All right. I want to give you guys a quick tip, just real quick. Here's something that Deborah and I do on a regular basis. And I think, honestly, whether you're single, married, dating, I think everyone needs to do this. Set the atmosphere for your home. Set some type of atmosphere in your house. Whatever it is, if you want people to feel like this is the place to party, and you like old school music, put on some old school party music. You know, throw on some Earth, Wind & Fire, some Brothers Johnson, throw on some old stuff. If you're into rock and roll and throw on whatever it is you like. Play that music. Music sets the tone for your home. Deborah and I, listen, we are a smooth jazz family. Now, don't get me wrong. We listen to everything. My father raised me to just listen to all types of music. So I have my CD collection is ridiculous, okay? I have everything in there. But we set the tone for our home. We want our home to be smooth, laid back, comfortable. We want you to feel like you're among family when you come here. So smooth jazz is the way we go. So I just wanted to throw that little tidbit out. That's for free. All right. Tonight, guys, welcome again. This is Eric Terry Sr. Welcome again to Real Talk Relationships. This is Tuesday night. It's Real Talk Tuesday. Let me give you, for those of you who have not chimed in before, let me give you some information about me. I am Eric Terry Sr. From Chattanooga, Tennessee. My wife Deborah and I have been running Real Talk Consulting, now Real Talk Relationships, for the past 5 years. Before that, we were giving relationship advice and tips and doing retreats and things like that, just to kind of help couples out. But now it's really become a ministry, as well as our purpose. It really is my purpose. So, but let me tell you how I got there. All of this that we're doing now comes from my failures as a man, my failures as a husband. And in a lot of cases, my shortcomings as a dad, as a father. Because of some of the decisions I made as a father and as a husband and as a man, it impacted my children as a father. So there were some mistakes that I made that I now try my best. I busted my butt to try to clear up and make sure that my kids are straight. But I also want to make sure that they're straight relationally. So it is my goal. It is my burden to make sure that not only my children are straight, but to make sure that everyone who comes into contact with me, everyone that God puts in my path, that it is my duty, it is my job to ensure that they have the tools they need to make sure that their relationships are on point. So this is why we do what we do. So now, personally, intimacy was always a struggle for me. And let's be honest, as men, when we think about it, intimacy is a struggle because we don't understand what intimacy is. Most guys who are honest with themselves, we don't understand what intimacy is. So Let's get a better understanding of that first, okay? Let's lock that in. All right, so so let's get a better understanding of what intimacy is. For you to be able to really get this and to take this and to build your relationship, to strengthen it, you've got to know this. You've got to understand what intimacy is. You cannot go into a relationship having no knowledge of intimacy. Now, here's the problem with that. Most of us do. Most of us go into relationships with having no clue of what intimacy is. And listen, I'll be honest with you. And when I say this, I'm talking male and female. Because to be honest with you, there's some women who don't really understand intimacy either. They know what they want. They know what they feel. But they don't know how to relay it. They don't know how to say it. They don't know how to explain it. That's a good way to put it. They don't know how to explain it. So, intimacy. Let's look it up. I want to get a world's definition for you. All right. Let me do this real quick. Let me get a world's definition. Then I'm going to give you my definition. The world says that intimacy is a close familiarity or friendship, a closeness, and it talks about the intimacy between a husband and a wife. Now, watch this. Here's the one here's the illustration that I liked, and this is the one I use. Intimacy is a private, cozy atmosphere. A private, cozy atmosphere. In the very beginning, I talked about setting an atmosphere for your home. Intimacy is that atmosphere being set for your relationship. Some of us are, in our relationships, we are thermostats. Or thermometers, with thermometers. We only tell when something's wrong. We can only tell what the temperature is in our home, whether things are good or bad. I want to train you guys to become thermostats. I want you to become a thermostat to the point that you can set the atmosphere in your home. If you walk in and it's not right, something's wrong, something out of whack, you can see what it is, you know what it is, you recognize what it is, fix it. I'm going to give you the tools to be able to walk away and fix it. Don't just say, oh, she's mad. Oh, he's in a bad mood. No. Change it. My wife has the ability to change my atmosphere, to change my mood. If I come home from work and I've had a hellacious day like today, my wife has the ability to make me laugh, to do something to soothe me, to calm me down, so that when I get on video with you guys, I'm not screaming and hollering and cussing and saying stuff I ain't supposed to say. So, love you, Deborah. Anyway, so she has the ability to set that atmosphere. And I can say I have the ability to do the same for her. So, it's that private, cozy, private place, atmosphere that you've set. Now, this is where the world and a realistic expectation of it changes. The world says that intimacy is an intimate act, especially sexual intercourse. Fellas, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and help you. That is not intimacy. That's sex. Period. That's sex. So we need to understand the difference between a sexual relationship and setting intimacy in the relationship. Let me put this out there, guys. Some guys don't get this, fellas. I need you to hear me well, okay? If you guys have not been talking, if the atmosphere in the home has been one of chaos, fighting, or even better, if your home's atmosphere has been one of silence, where nothing's being said, that is a sign that there is no intimacy. That is a sign that there will be no romance, no sex. You have to have intimacy to get to a consensual place of pleasure and sex. I don't care how you look at it. I remember as a younger man thinking that I'm a husband. I should just be able to get sex when I want it. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. I still have that mindset, but I'm setting the atmosphere in my home to be conducive of that. There are some things you will only get if you have set the atmosphere and made the atmosphere conducive. In other words, the atmosphere is able to handle and to nurture what it is you're trying to do or you're trying to get. Okay? Tanisha says, say that from the top of Lookout Mountain. Yes, ma'am, I can. Listen, we have to be honest about this. It has to be conducive. So in other words, I can't come in expecting sex and looking at her knowing she's had a rough day. The kids done wore out. The job done wore out. Then she come in and she's having to clean up the house by herself. She's trying to do the housework. She's trying to cook. She's trying to wash clothes. She's trying to, pet the cat, beat the dog, whatever. She's trying to do all that stuff. And I'm looking at her going, can I get some? No. The answer is no, bruh. Let me answer her. Let me answer you for her. No, it's not gonna happen. Come on, ladies, y'all need to be hitting that heart button a whole lot more. Thank you, baby. I see my baby in there. All right. So now listen, and let me segue real quick, guys. If you see my wife, if she's laughing at me, if you see my wife on this line, listen to me. She hears what I'm saying. So trust me, if I'm saying something wrong, or if she doesn't agree with what I'm saying, I'll know it. You'll know it. She'll say it on the post. But listen to me. These are things that we've practiced. These are things that we do. And I'm telling you, it works. You cannot come home after a chaotic day and simply soothe that by having sex. You've got to set the atmosphere. If you bring your chaotic work day home from work into your house, now you done blasted her ear off about how this is bad and this is bad. Ladies, this goes the other way around too. Because y'all can do this. Ladies, y'all can do this too. Because you have a tendency to dump your entire day on a man when he first walks in the door. And that man, all he wants to do is sit down. He wants to sit down. He wants to get a paper. He wants to look at the news. He wants to listen to some jazz, have a drink, have a cigar, whatever it is. He wants to sit down and woosah from the day that he just had. And when he comes in, you go, "Arr." You got to give each other time. You have to give each other time. Fellas, let me give you a tip from where I messed up, okay? This is early Eric, young Eric, stupid Eric. This is what Eric would do. I would come home. I could help with the kids. I did help with the kids. I hear my wife laughing at me. I helped with the kids. That was my job. I took care of the kids. But what she needed from me was not just help with the kids. It was help in the kitchen. It was help washing the clothes. It was help straightening up the house. It was maybe giving her time to wind down and to relax and to calm down from the day. I was trying to set an atmosphere, but it was an atmosphere that was only conducive for me. It was an atmosphere that was going to help me get what I wanted, but I wasn't providing what she needed. Ugh. Let me say that again. I need you to hear me, fellas. Don't just set an atmosphere for what you want. Set an atmosphere for what she needs. And watch this. When you're done, when you've done it properly, she'll give you what you want. You can make those checks out to Eric Terry Sr. Real Talk. Just my name is fine. Listen, guys, I'm telling you. But listen, if she's struggled all day, if she's had a rough day just like you have, brother, listen, it's not happening. She's not coming home and just opening up. Sex is not happening. She has to be put into a mood. But watch this. Intimacy cannot be just for the moment. In other words, you can't come in one day. You've never done this, but you can't come in one day and just go, I'm going to take care of her need today so I can get what I need later. No, it should be every day. One of my favorite comedians, Bruce, said it this way. And he didn't use the word intimacy, but this is what he was talking about. He said, fellas, your job is to keep your woman messed up. If you ever watched the DVD, that's not what he says, but I'm paraphrasing. He says, your job is to keep her messed up 24/7, 365 days a year. He's talking about building intimacy. Now, when you do that properly, let me tell you what happened. Even on those bad days, when you have still made her feel like a queen, let me tell you what happens. You set the atmosphere so it's conducive for you to sow that seed to get what you need. Sow that seed to get what you need. Okay, checks can be made out to Eric Senior. All right, so Mike Jackson, good to see you, man. Hey, Cindy. Mike said that's why you should know your partner's love language. Man, if that'll preach all by itself. I'm going to do another class on love languages. We haven't done a video on that yet. Valentine's Day, yes, sir, every day. Forget February 14th, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. You better be doing this stuff all year long. So you have to make sure the atmosphere is conducive, but don't just do it one day expecting it to change. It is a daily job. Your job, husbands, listen to me, men, your job for your wife is to yes, now listen, don't get me wrong. Don't start writing me emails and sending me stuff talking about, well, if I protect and provide, she should be good. Listen, that's what your granddaddy did. That doesn't work anymore. You can still do that. That's your job. Still, that's part of your job. But if you are providing and protecting, but you're not willing to pursue, you wasted your time. I didn't stop chasing my wife once I married her. Ask her. She'll tell you I'm chasing her around the house all the time. She's going to kill me for this. Listen, you have to understand. It is an everyday job. Don't stop doing what you did in the beginning. Now, let's go through these stages, okay? Because I want to talk about real quick. My wife's going to kill me. All right. So let's talk about these stages. When it comes to intimacy, the first stage is infatuation. Infatuation simply means this is in the very beginning. Oh, listen, you love the way they breathe. You love the way they smell, even when they funky. You love the way his toe crooked to the right just a little bit. You love everything about this dude. And you see nothing wrong because it is in the beginning of the stages that it's in the beginning of this stage where everything else goes out the door. Reality and hormones do not coexist in this stage. Okay, they just don't. It continues. They can't coexist in the same place because in the beginning, oh man, you just amped up. Okay, this is why when we're not careful, we're having a bunch of sex in the beginning of the relationship, and then stuff starts to filter out because we haven't built any intimacy. Does that make sense? When the infatuation is high and we're having sex in the beginning of the relationship, here's what happens. We're having all the sex in the beginning of the relationship, which, that just depends on what you believe. This is where we are. Okay. We're having all the sex in the beginning of the relationship and there's no intimacy, but we're infatuated. We're crazy about each other. So you see what I'm saying? So anything goes. Now it changes. Because now life stuff starts to set in and we don't like you just as much. Because now what that cute smell that ain't so cute no more, now I'm starting to get mad at you because you're funky and you smell it and you're musty and getting it on my bed. So now that infatuation stage has shifted. So guess what? Everything starts to shift. And the second stage is called the landing. We've been flying high. And everything is going great. And then all of a sudden, we get to a point where it just kind of tops out. And we're waiting. We're just sitting there. It's still good. We still care about each other, still crazy. But the fantastic things that have been happening are not happening anymore. Maybe they're still happening, but we're not seeing them the same way. You know, they say love is blind. Love is only blind when when you're so infatuated with a person that you don't see their faults. We do that in the beginning. All right. Now, the third stage is burying. We bury stuff. In other words, everything is, or in marriage we call this the life stage. Everything is buried under what you have to take care of, what you have to do. So it's work, kids, house, car, bills, debt, credit. It's all that stuff. Okay, it's life issues. If you're not careful and don't keep your relationship in that infatuation stage, or if you're married, if you don't keep it in that honeymoon stage, let me tell you something. I'm telling you now, it is going to shift. And it's not going to shift for the better. It is going to shift for the worse. Please hear what I'm saying. It's going to shift for the worse. So you've got to make sure that you're building intimacy. Now, number 4 is resurfacing. The next stage is resurfacing. In other words, every once in a while, you realize how much you love that person, and something in you just begins to, that feeling that you had in the beginning comes back up. Maybe it's because something that was said. Maybe it was because something that was done. Maybe because it was an attitude that was changed. Maybe it was because of an apology you received. Maybe it was because of a song you heard. But something about all of a sudden just went, man, you know what? I remember just being so madly in love with you. And God, I'm feeling that right now. For guys, when you find that, hold on to that. Don't let it go, because that's what's going to keep you in that infatuation or in that honeymoon stage. Okay. All right. Next, the last one is love. Regardless of anything else going on, you still find yourself totally flat out in love with this person. Okay. But listen, you can't get to intimacy if you have not built any. If you can't build any romance if you haven't built this intimacy. So let's go back. When you came to yourself, you're like, what am I doing? Hey, Keisha. So, guys, this is what you have to do. All right, got a few minutes left. Here's what you have to do. Take time to build intimacy. Take the time to set a foundation for it first. Well, how do you do that? There are 4 things. I'm going to give you guys all 4 things. I'm not going to go into deep regard about every last one of them. I'm not going to go into big detail, but I need you to grab hold of this. Okay? Here we go. Number 1. Think. There are four things I want you to write down tonight. Think. I need you to think. Think about what it was that you were crazy about. What made you love this person? Think about what made you just fall ultimately in love with them. What is it? What was it in the very beginning that really made you hold on? Now listen, you have to be careful, because if all you had in the beginning was sex and a feeling, let me tell you something. That's where that relationship's going if you don't fix it. If you don't find something else about that person, because if sex is the only thing holding you together, what are you going to do when you're not having sex anymore? It's done. I'm telling you. All right. Okay, I just did think. The second T is talk. Spend time. Ladies, you guys do this. But here's the difference, ladies. Here's what I need you to do. Ladies, please hear me. Hear my heart. I say this for every man that you will ever come into contact with. I say this for every man watching this video right now. Ladies, here's what we need you to do. We need you to zone in, not zone out. We need you to zone in with the conversation. When you bring something to us to talk about, just like you want us to bring stuff that you're interested in, make it something that we're interested in. Make it something that's going to grab our attention. Don't ask us questions or give us topics that are just gonna be answers. Because after a while, we zone out, and that's what we get. That's all you hear. For real? Yeah, he ain't heard nothing you said. because there's nothing that he can hold on to. He doesn't understand what you're talking about. But you can't dump too much on him at one time. Okay? Now, for fellas, open your mouth, man. Listen, when something positive comes to your mind about your mate, tell her. Don't just think it. She can't read your mind. Say it. If she looks nice that day, say, listen, man, you look wonderful today. I love that dress on you. I love the way you look. Exactly, Josh. Ladies, when y'all do that and you get mad when we don't respond, it sets a whole nother disaster. It set a whole different atmosphere. So make sure you're being cautious and you're being careful about what you're sharing and what we're talking about. My wife is advertising in the thread. Do y'all see this? Get it, baby. I ain't mad. She said, who wants to be the first to host the Real Talk Cafe on romance and intimacy? Y'all better come on, get in here, because I'm telling you, calendar's filling up. All right, so I love my wife. The third one is time. I say this to everybody. Fellas, it's going to take time to build intimacy. If you have not had this, it's going to take you some time. Ladies, when he starts, ladies, please hear me when I say this. When you can tell that he's beginning to speak a different language, he's beginning to speak intimacy more than romance, he's beginning to speak intimacy more than sex. When he does that, don't shoot it down. Some of y'all got that so bad. Don't shoot it down. Receive what that man is doing. Shut up, Hawk. Receive what that man is doing. And just appreciate that he's trying. But listen, acknowledge that he's trying. Ladies, I'm going to look right in the camera and say this. Ladies, when a man is trying to do something different and you notice it, let him know it. You're building success in him. Let him know it. I'm telling you, you'll see a world of difference in that brother when you acknowledge that he's doing something different and that you appreciate it. Man, please, that'll make us we'll do that all day long just because we know, oh, that's the response I'm going to get. I'm doing that again. It is what it is. All right. Dang, last one. The last T. We talked about think. We talked about time. We talked about talk. Now, we talk about touch. I know we automatically want to think touch. We think physical. We think sex. It is physical, but it's not sexual. Listen, Bruce, I got to use this. Bruce says, listen, every time you walk past, just a little tap. I'm talking to the married couples. You need to let her know she's still attractive. You need to let her know that she still lights a fire for you. Our women need to be constantly reminded, just like men, just like we need to be constantly lifted up. Women need to be constantly reminded that they're still attractive. We want the same thing. You want to know that the person you're with still finds you attractive. Fellas, do that. But let her know by touching her. When you tell her how beautiful she is, touch her back. Baby, God, you look amazing. Touch her arm. When you're talking to her, hold her hand. If you're apologizing to her, take her hand and look her in the eye and tell her, baby, I love you and I appreciate you and I'm sorry. Mike, man, come on. Because fellas, listen to me. I'm telling you this from experience. If you are not careful, I'm talking to the brothers in the camera today. If you're not careful and you're not being intimate with this woman that you say God gave you, let me tell you what's going to happen. There's going to be some little dude at the job who doesn't have what you have, who doesn't bring what you bring, but he's doing something you don't do. He is encouraging your wife and telling her, you look amazing today. I love how you changed your hair. What? She changed her hair 3 weeks ago and you ain't said nothing to it. But little Dudley Do Right in the mailroom saw her and that was the first thing he noticed. you better acknowledge it. Ladies, you better acknowledge it. If that brother's still looking good and you see him doing his thing and working out and trying to look good for you, you better acknowledge it, because some other woman is watching him and they waiting on you to mess up. I'm telling you. All right? Now, you cannot get to the end of these things if you have not built intimacy in the first place. You've got to have those four. You've got to think, you've got to talk, you've got to take some time, and you've got to touch. Fellas, don't let every time you touch her be a request for sex. Like I said, y'all can write the check out to Eric Terry Sr. I'll inbox you my address, but then I got a PayPal. Don't let the only time you touch her be preparation for sex. Let her know that you care about her outside of that. All right? Listen, guys, I've gone over my time. My wife will be messaging me in a minute, so I'm going to get off here because I got to go make some time. So, please share this. I need everybody on this post, everybody who's commenting. Right now, we got about 19, 20 people. Listen, I need every last one of you. Please go share this post. I need couples to see this. I want to share this information with as much people as possible. One of my mentors told me, give away what you do. Give away some of this stuff for free. Y'all, this is all the free you get. This is everything else you got to pay for. But this is my free stuff. I need you to share this. Help me get this word out. Please hit the hearts, hit those like buttons as much as you possibly can, and share this video. All right? All right, guys. Again, I will see you next Tuesday. Listen, let me do this. If you have comments, questions, listen, go to Facebook, and when you share it, put your comments about the video. Make sure that people know what I was talking about and what we were talking about to make them want to listen to it. Say the stuff that's going to grab their attention and make them want to look. But most importantly, I need you to send me topics. If there's an area that you feel like you need help in, send me the topics. Watch this. My email address is, I'm going to use my new one. My new email address is eric@ericterrysenior.com. Let me say it again, eric@ericterrysenior.com. All right, I'm going to put this in the comments, or not in the comments, but in the link profile, so you guys know where to send your messages. But inbox me, email me. Pierre, good to see you, man. Hope this helps. Listen, guys, hope it's helping all of you. All right, we love you. God bless you. We will see you next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to share the post. Peace. I'm out.